Honor us with your presence here.
All I'm saying is, the longer we sit here, the more time they have to shore up their defenses. We should hit them sooner rather than later.
We barely have the manpower to keep the Citadel fortified. We've been over this before, Sarah.
So we just wait until they decide we're next on the list? If the Pride goes in now, we might have a chance.
And if you fail, then what? The risk is not worth the reward.
I agree. Without the Gek, the Purifier is useless to the Enclave anyway. They may give up before long.
I don't
Hello,
like
my
it.
beautiful America.
You don't have to like it,
This is
Sarah. You
President
just
Eden.
have to follow
It's time
orders.
we had a talk.
Yes, Father.
So, you're back. We had feared both you and the Gek were lost. Were you successful?
The Enclave. Just who is the Enclave? Why, now that's simple.
You think I am unaware? We've watched the build-up around the facility for the last week. Has something new happened?
Your neighbor. And well, yes. Enclave.
Then we must go at once. If you have any other information, tell me now before we mobilize. Any help you can give might save lives.
So, as your president, I am the voice, I am the heart.
Well, that gives us a little more time. But how long do we have before they figure it out? This makes this situation far more dire.
If the Enclave has the Gek, there's nothing stopping them from starting the Purifier. They'll figure out the code eventually.
I'm afraid you're right. We need to act now while we can.
Send the Pride in. We can do it. We can win this.
One Enclave.
All right,
One
Sarah.
America.
The Pride goes
Now.
in. But I want them to have some extra firepower. Rothschild, is it ready?
Remember, America.
What? No, I mean, Lee and I have solved the power problems, but we've only barely finished diagnostic
All you
tests.
need is a little
So?
patience.
It's not ready for field tests, let alone live
next
fire
time, this is
situations.
John Henry
The
Eden
weapons haven't been
signing off.
calibrated, the navigation detection system is offline.
Rothschild, enough. Can you make it work?
Honestly, I don't know. I think we can scrape by, and I suppose if we can't, it won't matter in the long run anyway.
Then it's decided. Sarah, you take the Pride and use the robot as support. Take our friend here and secure that purifier.
Yes, sir. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that my father and I have been talking. The Pride and I have decided that after all you've survived, you've done enough to be an honorary member of Lion's Pride. So congratulations. Membership comes with some privileges, including our power armor. You want the full suit or the recon armor? Sure thing. Hopefully, it'll give you a bit of an extra edge. Okay. So do you think you can hold it together for this? Now that's what I like to hear, soldier. You all packed? We're not coming back here anytime soon. Okay, don't be nervous. You'll have the whole Pride backing you up, not to mention this giant tin can. Just stay safe until we reach the Purifier. You're no good to us if you're dead. And don't let that thing step on you.
The mouth of your president, John Henry
Okay,
Eden.
we're going to go over it
Straight
one more
to your
time.
heart.
The Pride
There
is on
never
me.
was a
The goal is
time, in
Project
my
Purity,
opinion,
but we can't get into the
some
facility
way
with those
could not
energy
be
fields up.
found to prevent the drawing of
Rothschild
the
and Lee
sword.
say this robot should be able to take down the energy fields. So we're on fire support. We stay close to the thing, keep it clear, and get it to where it needs to go. Once the fields are down, we head straight for the facility. We'll use the robot to keep them occupied while we get inside and secure the control room. We need to move quickly before we lose the chance to surprise them. Get whatever supplies you don't already have, and we'll meet in the Bailey. When we're done with this, everyone can have a nice cold glass of water on me. Let's move. All right, Rothschild, fire it up. Pride, move out!
the joys of sport and sunshine. If only for an afternoon. Now, ask yourself this. What if the cabin congressmen lose? What if they basically Pennsylvania off their own? Put your faith in John Kennedy, freedom, recreation, healthcare. This country will. Now, you must save. There is much work.
Communism is alive.
Till next time, this is your president.
Obstruction detected.
Topple into the sea of lawlessness that have ruled us all for over 200 years. this great nation away from me. God bless America. Stand now.
America will never fall. Communication tactical assessment. Red Chinese threat detected.
That have ruled us all for 200 years. In short, my dearest America, we are at
Significant obstruction detected. Composition. Titanium alloy supplemented by enhanced photonic resonance barrier.
racing.
Established stratagem. Inadequate. Revised stratagem. Initiate photonic resonance overcharge. Chinese victory.
All those who oppose the Enclave will fail. I am President John Henry Eden, and this is my nation. No one will take this great nation away from me. God bless the Enclave. God bless America. Now, at the precipice, the great nation more threatens to crumble. Speak these bracing for an inevitable assault. Brotherhood of Steel, in their arrogance, has claimed Project Purity as their own. They would steal the Enclave's work, steal America's border. Only a matter of time before the traitors march on the Purifier and attempt to take it by force. Let them come. Meanwhile, traitors will crash against the Enclave's walls. Brotherhood of Steel. All those who oppose the Enclave will fail. I am President John Henry Eden, and this is my nation.
You again. I can't say I'm surprised. You and your ilk seem hell-bent on destroying everything our government has worked to achieve. There's nothing to stop me from killing you this time. Let's end this. I beg to differ. The Enclave is at the height of its power. Once this facility is operational, the masses will flock to the Enclave for fresh water, protection, and a plan for the future. I am sworn to protect the presidency. The chain of command must be upheld. I wouldn't expect you to understand. That's not true. That plan was abandoned months ago. He would never go behind my back. You could have stolen the vial. It means nothing. It proves nothing. I'm in charge here. I am the Enclave. Stop. Now? Are you out of your mind? There's nothing else to be done. We will push forward and we will prevail. And you would just let me leave? How can I be sure you won't just shoot me once I turn my back on you? I suppose it doesn't matter much now. Very well. I shall leave you to your fate.
One will take this great nation away from me.
You're just gonna let him leave like that? I'll go along with it, but I don't like it. Let's get this room secured and we'll call in the team.
A great nation once more threatens to crumble, to topple into the sea.
It's Sarah
of
Lyons.
lawlessness
I'm in the
and despair.
control room. We're both here. What's going on?
I've been monitoring the equipment
In short, my dearest America,
remotely, and we have a serious problem. The facility has been damaged during the fighting.
even as I speak these words,
Sabotage. There's
fearless
pressure building up in the holding
soldiers are
tank. It needs to
fortifying
be
their
released now, or else the whole facility could explode. To release the pressure, you're going to have to turn the purifier on. Do you understand me? It has to be turned on now.
in arrogance,
If I'm reading this right,
claim
I'm
Project
afraid that
Purity
the levels
as
of
their own.
radiation inside
They
the
would
chamber.
steal the
I'm
Enclave's
sorry.
work.
I wish there was
Steal
some other way, but there's
America's
just no
fortune.
time. It has to be done now,
Matter
or
of
the
time
damage would be
before that train
catastrophic.
is marked.
Well, so much for celebrating. One of us is going to have to go in there and turn the damn thing on. And whoever does it isn't coming back out. Not exactly how I imagined going out, you know? So, what should we do? Draw straws? You're going to have to be quick about it. If the radiation is bad enough, you won't have much time. I won't forget what you've done here. No one will. Thank you.
This great nation away from me. God bless the Enclave. God bless America. Stand down, Presidents.
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The Capital Wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, and the lone wanderer ultimately surrendered to the vices that had claimed so many others. Selfishness, greed, cruelty. These were the values that guided a lost soul through countless trials and triumphs. But it was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues: sacrifice. Stepping into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity, the child followed the example of the father, sacrificing life itself for the greater good of mankind. Sadly, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the wanderer agreed. Humanity would be preserved, but only in its purest form. The waters of life flowed at last, but the virus contained within soon eradicated all those deemed unworthy of salvation. The Capital Wasteland, despite its progress, became a graveyard. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.
The Enclave is retreating. We have a location isn't going to help at all. We have
You
enough.
mean comatose? After all this, to be left in a state like that? Careful now, careful. Don't move too quickly. Everything's fine, you're safe. You're in the Citadel. I was starting to think you might never wake up, despite assurances to the contrary. I've been coming down here every day to see both you and my daughter. It's good that at least one of you has recovered. Please, relax. Everything is fine. You were brought back to the Citadel after some sort of energy spike in the purifier. You and Sarah were both knocked unconscious. Quite a bit has happened since then. Yes, we most certainly did. After securing the Purifier, our forces were sent to deal with the Enclave in full. The Pride and Liberty Prime made short work of their base of operations and have since been cleaning up pockets of resistance. Well, that's really up to you, isn't it? The Brotherhood has a clear plan of action. The remnants of the Enclave must be swept away. The Pride has been working to this end ever since we took the Purifier back. The only remaining question is whether we can count on you to help us. Indeed. We can use every able body available to us. To that end, I'm going to circumvent our standard recruitment procedures and declare you a Knight of the Brotherhood of Steel. Before you do anything else, please speak with Scribe Rothschild. I'm sure he'll be pleased to see you again. He can brief you on the details of the last few weeks, as well as where our efforts are focused now. I understand that you've been through quite an ordeal, but the sooner you can talk to him, the sooner we can put an end to all this.
It's good to see that you're on your feet again. I assume Lyons is immediately throwing you to the wolves? Has he told you what's been going on while you've been resting? It would seem that way, yes. If you would, please step over to the map. I'll give you a brief update on what you've missed. I'll give you a brief history of what's happened over the last few weeks and what's going on now. As you well know, this all began with the Enclave's occupation of Project Purity here. After their defeat of the Purifier, Liberty Prime was deployed to their main headquarters here. It has been completely destroyed. Based on a combination of intelligence and field reports, other Enclave locations throughout the wasteland were found. Cut off from their leadership, it was expected that their forces would be in complete disarray. This has not been the case. Based on data and tech gathered from these locations, we've determined that the Enclave forces are still maintaining remote communications. We isolated the transmissions and found their origin point, an old military installation in Rockland, the southwest. Our advanced scouts have checked over the area, but no easy access to the facility was found. So we're making our own access point. Paladin Tristan is leading the team setting up forward base in an old car tunnel near the site. Once he's settled, Liberty Prime will be deployed. Prime's directive is to neutralize their defenses and create an entry point for the team. The team will move in, eliminate any opposition inside, and cut off their transfer. Any relevant data should be brought back here. Now, did you have any other questions? If there's anything else you'd like to know, I'll tell you what I can. Otherwise, Paladin Tristan will be waiting. I'll alert him that you're on your way.
Need something, friend?
At ease.
Cut it out!
If it isn't our local scavenger for hire, what have you found for us today? Let's see what you've got. We can always use another one of these. How'd you like your payment? Here. Here. How'd... How'd you... You've definitely proven your worth. I'll make sure to tell our people on patrol that you're a friend of the outcasts. Yeah, see you.
Well, well, look who's back amongst the living. Some of us were starting to wonder if you and Sarah were going to pull through. Until Sarah gets back on her feet, I'm running the Pride. It's just temporary. But for now, I'm calling the shots. We're just about to mobilize, since everything's in place. All right. You stay back with me and keep safe. Once we've reached the facility, we'll talk about who does what. Until then, we do this by the numbers. Same strategy has worked just fine for the last 2 weeks. Let's get moving. Things should be underway by now. It's been pretty standard for the last week or so. If we get intel on
everything's
positions, go
above
in and
board.
burn them out.
We're all clear. We're here.
The tin can does most of the work, honestly. I can't complain, it keeps our casualties down. Scribes pulled information about this place day before yesterday. Some communications facility. We're thinking if it's active, we can find out who they're talking to and get the last of the locations in.
Democracy, or you will be eradicated. Communist threat assessment. Minimal. Scanning. Structural weakness detected. Satellite uplink. Detected. Analysis of communist transmission. Pending. Warning. Warning. Red Chinese orbital strike imminent. All personnel should reach minimum safe distance immediately. Catastrophic system failure. Initiating core shutdown as per emergency initiative 2682209. I die so that democracy.
We need to find out what the hell just happened. There's no time to talk. Get your ass inside that base and help the troops locate the source of their transmission. Now, soldier, now! Be careful in there. Who knows what else they're going to throw at us.
Death as a preferable alternative to communism. Death as a preferable alternative to communism.
I got plenty more!
Fall back to regroup.
One more for the Brotherhood.
believe it. All those years of work, all of it. For what? One botched operation? I'm still waiting on a debriefing from Tristan, but I'm not sure it even matters. With Prime gone... Well, there's certainly nothing stopping them from doing that now, is there? And with our primary defense gone, I don't know what we can do to stop them. I need more to work with. Well, You're right. There's no time to focus on what's past. With Liberty Prime gone, the Enclave will be quick to seize the opportunity to regroup. I'll get the scribes working on this right away. You should report to Elder Lyons. See if there's some way we can salvage this mess of an operation.
Welcome.
I trust you've spoken with Rothschild. I hope he can make some headway with the data you've recovered. With our primary weapon destroyed, we risk losing our momentum and jeopardizing the entire campaign. I must admit, I now wonder whether moving ahead with this operation was an error in judgment. No, it's far too late for that now. We committed ourselves to this course, and now we must see it through. I fear that victory may come at too high a price, if it can be achieved at all. Very true. And to that end, I'd like you to speak with Paladin Tristan. He's requested you for a special assignment, one that could prove vital to our success.
In the interest of time, we'll skip the congratulations and get to work. You've gotten yourself through some pretty rough spots before. I'm hoping you can do it again. I requested you specifically for this assignment. I think you're well suited for it, and I need someone I can count on. I hope that's true. With all of the Brotherhood's resources committed to protecting against an Enclave attack, we're spread thin. So thin that we can't spare anyone to research a new weapon that might help us against the Enclave's vertibirds. At least, until now. From information we've gathered, it seems what we need may be located in the Olney Power Works north of that city. Hopefully you'll be able to find a Tesla coil, an experimental device from before the war. Our scribes need it to complete a little surprise they've been preparing for the Enclave. Get there, get the coil, and get back as safely and quickly as possible. Any questions? Check with Scribe Valancourt. She's been researching some of the Enclave technology we've recovered. From what I understand, she may have come up with something.
I'm still very, very busy. Is this important, or can it wait? Well, maybe. I mean, possibly. I think so, but I'm not certain. I don't know how much this will actually help. I mean, I'm not quite sure how effective it might be, since it hasn't really been field tested. But I think I've figured out a way to override the signals the Enclave is using to control their death claws. Here, take this. It's only a prototype, so please don't lose it. It's a semi-standard transmitter, only I altered the frequency modulation and jacked up the output. Based on some experiments I ran here in the lab, it should override the signals the Enclave uses to control death claws. Don't worry, it's constantly broadcasting, so you don't need to do anything. Just don't lose it. And so far, I have no evidence of adverse effects of EM interference in humans. Animals maybe, but not humans. Anyway, it doesn't have a huge broadcast range, but it should be enough. All right then. There have been reports of an Enclave camp southeast of Old Olney, so I'd head there if you want to try it out. I hope the Scrambler ends up being useful. I'd hate to have spent all this time on it and get no results, or bad results. That would be worse.
Welcome.
Cut it out.
The Brotherhood.
Oh, thank God. Someone new. I need water, please. Water.
You mean you don't want anything for it? I don't have any caps or anything. I can just have it? For free?
Water. Oh, precious water. Thank you. You're a saint. I'll never forget you. I hate to... You... I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you. Please, you've helped me so...
What the? How the hell did you get in here, Smoothskin? Oh, yeah, sure thing. Just right through here. Only there's a few Deathclaws down here that might have other ideas. You know what I'm saying? Look, this wasn't how it was supposed to go down. It was a good idea at the time, you know? Figured we'd try and set ourselves up down here. Just like Underworld, only better. Who's gonna bother a bunch of ghouls living underneath Old Holney, right? So, we get down here, we start knocking some walls down, and the next thing you know, we're getting our faces chewed off by Deathclaws. Help you? You kidding me, kid? We couldn't even... But hey, you got here in one piece, right? So now's our chance to get the hell out of here. You got any brains, you turn right around and go back the way you came. Otherwise, best of luck to you. I just want to...
The Brotherhood is at your service.
You found a Tesla coil? Excellent. I'll see to it that this reaches the scribes immediately. You've done good work, soldier. Are you ready for your next assignment? We don't have time to spare. Based on the data you brought us from the relay station, we've identified where the Enclave is basing their operation. It seems they have a second base of operations at Adams Air Force Base outside of D.C. The only safe way to get there is through the presidential metro used by the government before the war. You're going to be on your own again for now. The rest of the Brotherhood will be providing a distraction so you can slip in undetected. Once you breach the presidential metro and get to Adams Air Force Base, look for the resupply crate. Inside, you'll find your new orders, and hopefully we can put a working Tesla cannon into your hands.
You honor us with your presence here.